Oh, that's spicy. It's spicy. It's spicy and hot. Cheers. What are these spicy foods that burn my tongue like crazy, meanwhile so addicted? Well, we have to start our journey from here, Yichang. A city located right beside Yangtze, peace, beautiful, and you'll probably never even heard of. That's right. To explore the city, the best way is to start from the breakfast. Okay, here we are at our first stop. This is a very traditional local noodle restaurant. I've been dreaming of their noodle every single morning when I studied outside. This is a typical noodle restaurant, provide you hot, authentic noodles with different toppings. You can't miss their signature dish, red oil spicy beef and pork intestines. Wow, that smell is insane. Don't get panic. Both toppings, they are slowly cooked for long hours, full of flavor. And you can see the intestines is extremely tender and bouncy. Look at that. Every strand of noodles is covered by the soup. The first bite is a shock of heat and spicy. Then, the rich, savory beef and tender, juicy pork intestines take over the taste buds completely. And don't forget the pickled vegetables. They add the sharp sour and take the whole flavor to epic. I finished my noodle, and you can see when we approach to the final part of the noodle, it gets more spicy. Yeah, this is so good, but this is not the end, okay? This is not the only breakfast I want to show you. On the other side of the street, you can find maybe the best buns in the city, famous for its exciting red oil buns. After the noodle, if you are not satisfied, okay, here's the second stop. We will try these red oil steamed buns. This is amazing. This is so great. So you can see the wrapper is tender and fluffy, soaked with the red oil, and the meat is so fresh, nicely seasoned. You can definitely taste it. Oh my god. You can also taste the little numbing and spicy Sichuan flavor. Basically every single bite, the red oil inside the hot buns actually hurts my tongue. And meanwhile, it tastes so good. I can't stop but keep biting, keep eating. Ooh, although it's winter right now, I'm getting a little bit sweaty now. If you feel a bit heavy after eating these glossy buns, take a walk. Believe it or not, this city has some amazing cafes hidden among the streets and alleys. This is a trendy and well-known cafe, famous for its white bean collections and special creative coffee drinks. I am, to be honest, not a big coffee fan, but I still ordered 2 signature specialties. Okay, so let's start from the first one. This is kind of orange juice with coffee, and on top you have this cream. I don't know what's that. Let's give it a try. This is very fluffy but dense cream of milk, and in the middle is coffee. So I'm gonna finish the top part first. Once you mix the middle and bottom layers together, the drink's unique and original flavor will fully come through. So the first taste is very strong, orange juice. Next, the coffee's fragrance and mild bitterness gradually come through, rolling in like waves and bring you distinct layers of taste. So after the orange fragrance latte, and now we will try the mocha latte. So at the beginning, it just tastes like a creamy matcha, but when you go deeper, and you can taste the coffee and the milk. This refreshing latte is a perfect mirror of Yichang itself, a city that's all about mixing and matching different charms. Let's zoom out the camera a little bit. This city is a place of junctions. To its west are rolling hills and mountains. To its east stretches the vast Jianghan Plain. Long before railways were built, the Yangtze River was the most vital gateway to and from Sichuan province, yes, the home of panda, and Yichang was exactly the key choke point. The prosperity and flow of trade brought travelers and merchants from all corners of the country. More than 1,000 years later, it remains the most thriving port along the Yangtze River. Diverse cultures had collided and blended together here, bringing this city another layer of charm. So at this place, the river meets the mountain, The grace of southern China meets the boldness of boatman culture, and the intense heat of Sichuan cuisine meets the freshness of Yangtze River fish. And this is exactly the theme of our next meal: water with fire. Grilled fish might be the most presentative food here. Tender, fresh fish from Yangtze River is treated with no politeness at all. Roasted again and again over high-temperature charcoal until both sides are golden and perfectly crispy. And this is not the end. The real magic happens right here, on a sizzling hot iron plate. So I think I should give a brief introduction of the toppings on the fish. Okay, so let's start from here, the orange part. You can see this orange powder, that's actually the chili pepper and the cornmeal that grounded up. So it gives it a very distinctive sour taste. And this is the pickled white radish. Pickled radish also increases the flavor of the entire fish. So first, I will try the cornmeal, the chili cornmeal. The soup, red oil, really soaks into every piece of the fish. Together with the cornmeal, you have strong, intense, sour, and spicy. How did they come up with this idea? Add the cornmeal on the top of the fish, mouth-watering. That is genius. So next, I will try the white radish. That is totally different. You can taste the strong umami and even a little bit sweetness of the fish meat. You see this radish, very crispy, very juicy. I think the radish actually tastes even better than the fish. Yeah, I'm serious. After 10 to 15 minutes of grill, you can see the fish meat actually gets a thin golden layer on the top. Wow. The fish meat is already crispy. Look at that. If you are not still satisfied, great, it's time for add-on dishes. Alright, so now I will try the best side food, best toppings, pig's ear. After soaked into the hot oil, the outside part becomes jelly and bouncy, but it still have the very crispy bones inside. Don't be scared. Okay, so now comes the best part. Those small bites of the food become these crispy crackers. Okay, so you mix them with the fried rice. Definitely the best grilled fish I've ever tried on this land. Centuries ago, Sichuan boatmen escaped the hassle of heating hotpots and cooked food on iron plates right on their river boats. Little did they know, this humble boatman meal would evolve into Yichang's signature dish today. Hi, what do you think of yesterday's grilled fish? It was truly impressive, right? And as I said, it was water with fire. So today we will try something really unique, and you can probably only find it here. That is cured meat hotpot from local ethnic minorities. In West Mountains of Yichang, ethnic minorities have lived for generations. With the integration of trade and culture, they also brought along their signature specialty food, cured pork. Made with traditional smoking and curing techniques passed down for generations, this tasty, preserved meat quickly became a hit in Yichang City. Well, before we start the hot pot, I want to try this one first. This is they called Yang Rou Ge. So basically made by mutton and the cornmeal. Do you remember the cornmeal we saw yesterday with chili powder, the orange one? Basically the same stuff. They coated the mutton meat with the cornmeal and steamed until it's fully cooked. Oh, it's so tender and fluffy. That is so good. It has a strong kick of the spicy taste. And then the meat itself is so juicy, so tender. Now let's try the cured meat. This is definitely the rib part. Look how beautiful it is. Start from the fats, you have very deep fatty aroma. It gives you a kind of milky flavor. Well, the lean meat part is just amazing. This is where the smoky flavor comes from. After a long time of smoking, and you can taste the aroma of woods, of coals. Simply by smells it. You can also taste very strong umami. I think comes from the proteins inside the meat. It's a little bit salty, but after we boil it in a soup, now it's easy to have, and you can definitely have a well-balanced taste. After the flavor of the meat melted into the hot pot, it's time to add some vegetables. You can hardly imagine how tasty, how delicious it is. The leaves are just like sponge, soaked up with soap. It's so hot, but so flavorful. Well, now you see why people really love these cured meats, cured porks. Maybe a long time ago, deep in the mountains, they were lack of the fresh food. But nowadays, you can buy any fresh meat anytime here. They still eat this cured food just because of the specialty, the unique flavor. I think anyone who has tried this cannot forget it. Smoky, salty, and full of umami. Alright, thanks for watching, and this is the end of our food journey in Yichang. See you next time. Bye bye.